Giuffre said she was recruited by Epstein's girlfriend Ghislaine Maxwell when she was just 14 years old. According to Giuffre, it was the start of years of sexual abuse by Epstein, Maxwell, and their friends.
It was that constant, we own the police. You can't run. You can't tell anybody. We'll never be held accountable for this.
Welcome to the Running Red podcast, or even Running Red. Did I say wed? How are we today? So this one is put out as a live. It will record as well, so you can record it, watch it back, recorded. Can anyone hear me? I guess you can. Put down in the comments. We always have to do a sound check. It should show you, really. Perhaps I should have another video beside me watching it. Hair looks good. Looks wet, so I've been walking Rosie and working today as well. Hope you're well. So what have you been up to today? Anything good? Or the usual? Being busy. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Lou. How are you? What have you been up to? Also, the icebreaker, not really an icebreaker. Just put down in the comments if you think, if you like, or if you are either a royalist. You can put one down. Hi, Joanne. You can put one down if you're a royalist. 2 if you're a non-royalist. 3 if you're not really bothered. And 4 other. I don't know what other would be, but you can put that down. I would put myself down as a non-royalist. I just feel they're outdated. We've got the government. Why do we need them? But some people do argue we need the royal family because they bring money into the country. But do they? They cost money as well. Private protection sometimes is paid for by the taxpayer. They've only just, in the last 15 years, they started paying taxes on the Queen, started paying taxes on her property, etc. Let's say they do not really, they waste our money, Joanne. Yeah, sometimes they do. The debate is, don't like to say argument, but the debate is they do bring money into the country, but for tourism, right? So I think it's quite good if you've got a burger bar down at the Palace and there's an event on, and the burger guy gets like triple whammy, triple money for the day. But if you own one of those posh boutiques or something and they get triple money, you kind of begrudge them in a way, and you think, well, the businesses are doing all right, but where do they bring me? Where do they give me money? Where do they bring money into the country? Don't know. Lou, my mum's a royalist because they bring tourists, but I'm not. Yeah, it's normally the older, I'm an old generation, but the old generation that like them. My mum liked the royal family when she was here. She loved the royal family and the Queen. It's kind of a picture book kind of story. People like weddings, not so much funerals. Yeah, anyway, we're going to be talking about one royal in particular. Hi, Mark. The monarchy ended the day our Queen passed away. Yeah, a lot of people like the Queen. We like the Queen. I did like the Queen. I like that that intro she did with Bond that time. What's his name? Craig. Not Craig David. Daniel Craig. Brilliant. I thought that was really good. She shouldn't have sort of done that as such, but she did. In the old days, they wouldn't have done that, but very good. I actually liked Diana as well. Some people didn't, but I liked that. She was good. That's another thing, isn't it? The conspiracy of whether she was unalived by somebody or she just had an accident. I'd say accident, but I don't want to go into that one because that's a whole new, different kettle of fish. Yeah. Right. Not really bothered. All good. All good. Yeah, most people not really bothered about the rules in the chat. So, Prince Andrew, what do we think of Prince Andrew? Now, some people say I'm a bit weak-wind and sitting on the fence. I can't really say 100% whether he's guilty of this, but in his interview, we've all seen his interview, haven't we? He denied meeting Virginia Capri, if I said that right, Capri. So 17 years of age. Now, when I first saw that and the picture, let's get the picture up. So when I first saw this picture and everything kicked off, I did think to myself, well, he's 40, she's 17, whatever. But he's a figure, wasn't he? He was a royal, so he shouldn't be acting that way because of his job. If we acted in that way and we had a job like his, then we wouldn't be in the job for much longer, would we? Randy Andy, yeah. Joanne, Randy Andy, yeah. He was known for that. He lost his virginity. That was written down. That was so at age 11. How do you lose that at 11? That kind of messed with his mind, I would have thought. Yeah, everyone remembers that pic. The picture with Virginia, who was no longer with us. Don't want to speak ill of the dead. Some people spoke ill of her at the time and said, called her all sorts of names. But she was influenced, wasn't she, by Ghislaine Maxwell, prison, Pinky Angel, prison, the dirty nonce. Yeah, a lot of people think that way. And Epstein. So they were involved in trafficking. He went to prison and then promptly committed suicide. There was talk that he didn't commit suicide and somebody topped him. So apparently she was 17 in some US states. Mark says it's 18, 17 for consent. Let's have a look at that one. I've recently seen she might have been 15. So word is around at the moment. There is a whole can of worms. I don't know whether you watch Sean Atwood. So he's one of the big podcasters. Sean's subscribes to me, actually. I was going to help him out in the past. There was a gangster guy called Marvin Herbert, and I was going to help him out with a bit of security because Marvin offered to doorstep him, was going to doorstep Sean, but it was all right. It was just Marvin wouldn't really hurt anybody. It was a misunderstanding. His partner, Jen, at the time was a bit worried about him, etc. But there was a bit of to and fro, and it was all right. He did have a dodgy podcast with Marvin Herbert, who used to be a prolific gangster in prison for a long time. And he said that Sean was kind of making stuff up in his book. And when Sean was in prison for dealing, and he was making stuff up, and he wasn't as tough as he was making out, and he might have got grabbed and lynched in the prison showers when he was in America in prison. But I gather it's all smoothed out now. So I was going to help him out in whichever way I could do, bring the boys up, protect him. So, yeah, he commented on some of my videos in the past, etc. But he's been prolific in this case with Andrew. He got his channel removed because he made up, he didn't make up, he just presented his storyline against Andrew. And suddenly, overnight, his channel was taken down. He thinks that was the reason. He doesn't know for sure. But it can happen. The powers that be, especially if they're involved in Masons and things like that, are very powerful. That's Joanne. Sean's channel's okay, and he's good, and he discusses everything, and he's got it's well over 1 million, isn't it? Subs, well over 1 million subs. Pinky Angel, let's see what you said. Money shouldn't buy silence. Anyone else would be locked up? Horrible waste of oxygen. Yeah, she's wrote a book. Was that my... It's just my phone. Hang on. Hold on. Sorry about that. Just get emergencies now and again. Just had to check that it wasn't. Yeah, money shouldn't buy silence. Yeah. Just going down the chat. Yep. Mark says, hi Mark, you're very vocal. That's good. Thanks for that. Whatever the truth, Mark says, it's very sad. Virginia felt like she had to take her life. Anyone feeling that way, please reach out to the family. S is a long-term fix. Yeah. As I said, people were having a go at her, etc. when at the time, and saying she was sensationalizing things, making out she wanted the money, etc. She was paid off out of court in the out of court settlement. Andrew lied. We know that for sure, because he said that after a certain time he didn't know Epstein, and he was caught out on that one. He said the photo was a fake. This photo was a fake. So what do we think about that? I know Brian Harvey, East 17, East 17. I used to watch them at the time. Brian Harvey thinks it's a fake, but he also thinks there's something going on, and people could get bumped off by the powers that be. And he believes in Andrew was guilty. And it's a can of worms. The reason why I say it's a can of worms, if you go over to and subscribe and watch Sean Howard's channel, you'll see that there's, now I have to be careful, it's alleged that within this ring that Epstein was running, along with Ghislaine, there were Eastern Europeans brought in, and they were brought in for modelling from the age of 12 upwards. Now, it was said Andrew went over and met some Eastern European girls, or they were brought over to London, and they were 15. 15 Kazakhstan girls, allegedly. So if that's true, 15 is different than 17. It's a whole new marker. It's bad enough at 17, but 15. So maybe they're going to look into that. So with all the publicity at the moment, maybe they're looking into that. I hope that they do. There'll be all sorts of backhanders flying around. And what do we think of the suicide? The suicide, was there anything sinister in that? Is that what happened? Or was she silenced further? She was already silenced with money, but her book's coming out, so she's got a ghostwriter. So they're bringing out the book. There's all sorts of things in that she was unfortunately abused, abused at a very young age from her own father, I believe. Horrible. Where are we going? Mark, has any professionals ever verified that pic is real or fake? Apparently, the lawyer of Virginia has verified by experts. The experts, again, we all know about experts. They did verify that it was real. And this is the upstairs. How would you have handled it? How would you have handled that if that was you? You were caught in the act. I know what I'd say. He denied it in that interview, which he thought went well. Can't remember the woman's name, but that's online if you go and look at Sean's channel. But he denied it. I would have just said, "Oh yeah, it was a fan. It was a girl. Just had a selfie with her picture. She wanted a picture of her. Yeah, I go upstairs. It's on the level. It's on the level. The upstairs has got the kitchen there, the bedroom there. When I went into the London apartment of Epstein, that's what I would have said, and then I would have got away with that part of it, wouldn't I? Really, but where he's denied it, yeah, suspicious. They had a body language expert. Look at it online. I watched that as well, and it was written all over his face, his hands, everything, that he was telling porkies about pretty much everything in that interview. Let's read the chat. Sorry if I'm waffling. I will try to look at the chat. I do have a habit of waffling on not looking at the chat. So Pinky Angel. Yeah, how horrendous. I'll put that up. How horrendous for her to take her own life. So Trump, next, hopefully, dirty monster, sorry, without the M. He with Andy Pandy a few times on the island. Yeah, so Trump was a visitor to the island. It was a can of worms again. So Andy was involved. Andrew. I don't say Prince anymore. He got stripped of his titles. So Prince, that was, so Andrew was with orgies. Now, if he's in that type of position, he's not someone from the pub, isn't he? Going home drunk and having an orgy. He's with this other old man with young girls, allegedly, and having orgies. Can he be trusted? With this picture here, what do we think? That tells us, that paints 1,000 words, doesn't it? So William and I gather Harry aren't too happy with Uncle Andrew. Yeah. Mentioning pictures, Mark. Yeah. I've already said that 20 times. The picture in the back of the car with Jay looked fake. That's all kicking off again, isn't it, as well? Numerous videos I've also mentioned as well. If something does happen, the high profile people, sorry to go off piece, the high profile people are making videos about JS again. And True Geordie, Sonia Poulton. If it does kick off an investigation, if they can work their magic, which it might do, a documentary probably, definitely, and then I'll make 1 or 2 videos, reaction videos. But at the moment, I'm going to lie low on it. I do watch all the Forever JS creators, and yeah, they do come up with things that I wouldn't even think of, but they do come up with things, and there is something in it. It is suspicious. And even Duncan said the other day, regardless of whether it is an accident or not, the suspicious nature of everything's got to be looked at, really. You can't just float it under the carpet and say they did everything they could at the inquest, because they didn't. But we move on. So back to Andrew. So Pinky Angel. Don't forget he's magic and he doesn't sweat. Yeah. So one of the things he said, that he doesn't sweat. They had one of the girls on, Sean Atwood, being interviewed the other day, and saw him dancing. He said he didn't dance at the party that he went to with Virginia at the nightclub, but apparently he's been seen lots of times dancing, and he sweats a lot. It's a shame she hadn't got a photograph or a video of that. William looks like he wants to get away. Yeah, apparently Harry and William aren't happy with him for obvious reasons. I mean, William's he's got humour about him, hasn't he? Probably more so Harry's got a humour, but he has to be responsible. And even if it was a 17-year-old with a 40-year-old, he was in that position at the time and he shouldn't have been there. So he's not very happy. These are the other victims of Epstein. You can't blame them. If you're very young and they're offering you a modelling contract and everything else, and the way that they groomed, Epstein was saying that he can train them up as masseurs. Will you massage me? You've got to go in deep, etc. A bit too deep, because that's the way in, isn't it? And then suddenly he turns over, apparently, with all the glory. He put, what was it? He put something on his hands, like teddy bears on his hands or something, and started massaging them and say, this is the way to do it. I want to remain professional. So that's the way he did it. So it was a way in. It was bizarre, weird. I'm glad that they found out. Just think that the people, the high-profile people that are involved, that maybe nothing is going to be done about, but I'm hoping it's going to be looked into. Yeah, these two. So she was with Philip. Philip. He was almost as bad, apparently. I'll show you a video of one of the protection guys that was at the palace, Paul Page. Put a little short video to show you on that. Bit of an eye-opener at the time, but he's been on various podcasts saying what he knows about Andrew and Philip as well. But she was with Philip, Andrew, quite a bit. He thought he could do what he wanted, Epstein, because he had millions and millions and millions private jet, his own island, Epstein Island. I would like them, when they open up this can of worms, I will read the book. I will read Virginia's book. Is this guy? I'd like them to look into Peter Mandelson. Now, apparently, wasn't Fergie Lisa Payne? That's it. Wasn't Fergie getting money from Epstein? Yes, Fergie did. Fergie received money to pay off her debts when she went bankrupt. That's a fact. So I can say that one. Yeah, Peter Mandelson. So a lot of ex-MPs were involved, British and American. Peter Mandelson was a friend of his, denied it, but he got caught out recently, got sacked again from his job as American ambassador. And this is him there. Now, Peter was a gay fella, and did he like allegedly little boys? And was he supplied little boys from Epstein because he loved Epstein, because he said he loved Epstein? Yeah. Joanne B, is Ghislaine leaking things to the authorities? Well, it would lessen her sentence, I would have thought, if she did deals. So there are things that are leaked that they're not released yet, but when they do, I think there are going to be rockets. So yeah, Peter Mandelson, he thinks it's all over, but I'd like him to be looked into, because if it's true, I don't agree with that. Little boys. I mean, if the boys are 17, it's kind of bad enough. But if they're young boys, it's nothing to be proud of, nothing to be happy about. But I don't know about, what do you think of Peter Mandelson? I mean, look at him. Come on, Peter, look at you. Yeah. Yeah, Mark says, even Virginia's family are now demanding the Epstein files should be now released. Yeah, I think they will do. I think they will. Apparently, Trump has got off the hook. Apparently, there was some dirt was dished, and Trump got out of it. He wasn't involved. So we'll wait and see. He's invited. We wouldn't be surprised with Trump. He is a man's man, and he loves women. But yeah, he's in that position now. So if he does get found out, it gets found out. I think a lot of people will be trying to put the blame on Trump for something that's involved in Epstein. Where are we? The chat. Pinky Agent. That's a good name for the island, isn't it? Yeah. I'll go on that. I won't say it because videos get taken down. Strangely enough, whether this video will be allowed up, I don't know. But my Charlie Kirk one was almost taken down. Anything about Andrew at the moment, I think it's going to be dodgy. And I think the powers that be are going to pick up on it. Let's play this video of Paul Page. So this one's 55 seconds long. I don't know whether you're aware, but Paul Page, he's a policeman in charge. I'll let him explain. I'll put it on for you.
My role was to provide armed protection to the Queen, Prince Philip and Prince Andrew when in residence at Buckingham Palace, and to oversee guests coming in and out obviously following correct security procedures, lady. And we could hear Prince Andrew. I mean, I don't know if you want me to use the expletives, but basically he said, "Listen to me, you fat lardy ass. Let my guest in. I'm going to come down there." We all heard it, and even the female guest went bright red. So obviously we apologised to her, she apologised to us, and we just let her in. And that was one example of when we are trying to do our job. We're trying to be, safeguard members of the royal family, and Prince Andrew didn't understand that. As far as he was concerned, we've caused him a problem. There was a constant flow of females visiting Prince Andrew late in the evening, whom we were not privy to their names.
Yeah, so just remove that. Yeah, Paul himself says that the police were used as taxi services to take home his floozies that were brought into the palace. Pinky, no problem. Silly words, no problem, no problem at all. As long as we don't say them, or we use the PDF. The PDF is the new word. I'm learning all these words, the unalived word, etc. Mark, yeah, you like Trump. Without Trump and Elon and Vance, we'd have lost all free speech. You love him or hate him. He's kind of Marmite. A bit like Charlie Kirk. I liked Charlie Kirk as such. I thought he was very intelligent, very quick-witted with what he said. Not everything, didn't agree with everything he said. Trump, I believe, is doing well. In my mind, people are going to say, no, he's not. He's this, that, and the other. He's doing very well. He's got power. He does slap money around. If he goes to a leader and slaps money around and releases a few hostages, he gets things done. So he's kind of like playing them at their own game, because dictators are kind of gangsterish. So he's not afraid of them. He's not scared of them. He plays them at their own game. So I kind of like that. But then again, I liked Margaret Thatcher because she was very strong, but a lot of people didn't like her at all, including my dad. My dad doesn't see the fuss of Andrew being with a 17-year-old. He's back in the day where Elvis met Priscilla when she was 14, and the parents of Priscilla allowed him to go out with her. He was 22, and in the services, you know. Speaking of the services, Paul Page at the time, who was in charge of the gate at the Buckingham Palace, he wouldn't be able to. He wouldn't be able to say anything. You've got to be impartial when you're a policeman. You can't even have social media. You can, but you've got to be careful, because you can be brought in and disciplined if you say anything. If you've got a true crime channel, well, don't have a true crime channel if you're in the service, in the police force. Where are we? Joanne B, where are we? Let's put that on the stage. Queen paid big money to get Andy off the hook. As they did. Yeah, big money was flying around. Was it 12 million that was paid to Virginia in the out-of-court settlement? Was that dollars or pounds? Because there's a difference, isn't there? The Queen liked Andrew. He was her favourite. Yeah. There we go. Mark, Charlie Kirk was incredible. Yeah, Charlie Kirk, he was incredible. He was very influential. As you say, if you didn't take everything he said as gospel, because he was religious as well, if you just took out the parts that you believed in, yeah, he was very, very quick, very good. I think he had Asperger. Asperger makes you very intelligent. My nephew has that, and he's very intelligent, works things out very quickly, very speedy. The mind works very quickly. Yeah, it's sad to see him go. I do watch his videos, Charlie Kirk. It's sad to see him go. Lou, the government are the biggest legal gangsters. And what about the royal family as well? Could be said. Hi, Marie Moran. And Rosie's indoors. She's feeling sleepy. She's tired now. She's just had a walk. Rain was terrible out there, lashing down. We've got to have it in this country. It's got colder now as well. At work, I was freezing. My hands were freezing. Poor circulation. Mark, Al, would you say I was left or right? I'm right wing, as you probably have guessed, because I like Charlie Kirk and Trump. Yeah, right wing. Yeah, put down in the comments if you're right or left. It doesn't matter what you are. In the chat, we don't care what you are. Just going through the chat now. Any questions I've missed? Yeah. So I didn't catch Sean Atwood in time last night. He had a live, and he was inviting people on. Whether there was a queue or not, I don't know, but some people got onto his live, which was interesting. Yes. Joanne, I would guess you're in the middle as well. Nothing wrong with being on the fence sometimes, is there? Left or right? Yeah, you could be middling. That's fine, isn't it? Maybe certain things I am left wing on. I'm not far left. Mark, you're far right wing, care for the country. Yep, I would agree with you on that one, especially at the moment, the current climate. I wonder if what the royals actually believe in, whether they're right or left. I suppose they'd be left. Would I be right if you've got millions and millions of pounds in the bank? Would you be left wing? I don't know, maybe not. A lot of celebrities as such have got a lot of money, and they were on the march in London, so they'd be right wing. So where does Andrew hide from here, from this? I bet he is absolutely crapping himself of what is going to come out next. He was nervous at the time, but I would be as well, wouldn't you? If it comes out that he was with these 15-year-old Eastern Europeans, he's going to have to pay an awful lot of people off to get away with that one. I think that would be a nail in the coffin. A lot of people like the royals. What do we think of Harry and Meghan? Meghan in particular. And Lou said to me today in my comments that Meghan was part of the yacht girls of Epstein. Is that right? Am I right there, Lou? Is that right? One of the yacht girls. So I wonder, was she one of Epstein's girls? She got into acting, didn't she? Probably could have been a model as well. Promised something. Don't know, do we? But it'd be sad if she was. I'd feel sorry for her. A lot of people don't agree with, so we say, don't agree with Meghan. Harry's one of the ones that I actually like from the royal family as such, for the way, can't call himself a bad boy, can you really? But he's kind of one of the, he grew up a bit naughty, didn't he? And on the rugs, a few of the rugs, etc. And a few ladies now and again. And yeah, I'd dart off to Los Angeles if I were him. I wouldn't be in this country and deal with all that stuff that they got to deal with. So I do agree with them. Yeah, Joanne. So you don't agree with the government, Joanne, because they're not looking after their own people. Yep. Meghan's the boss of Harry. Yep. Lou, one of the Epstein's yacht girls. Yep. So that is 100% in that. Wouldn't be surprised. And do we, is there a connection between Epstein and Puff Diddy, Sean Combs? That was very similar. So trafficking seems rife. I wonder if anyone else will get caught out over here. Apparently a prime minister has been named. The president has been named in doing something. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be huge. What have we got there? I have to edit out these ums and ahs. When I'm talking, recording, I can just waffle off and I can edit out all the ums, ahs and everything, but I've got to stop doing that. So, Joanne, I don't think the royals are that important any longer. Yeah, that's true. Most people kind of went to jubilees and everything else and hung out the flags, but nowadays we're not too bothered. It was like in the old days, people spoke about the government a lot, but the youngsters now, most of them don't seem to be too bothered. They say that there's no one worth voting for. Probably true in a way. Mark, I won't say no more about the government. I'll get myself into trouble. Yeah, we'll get ourselves shot, won't we? Yeah, especially when I put this video up. Silence. I'm glad I'm not a big creator. Otherwise, I would be targeted in silence. As Sean was. Sean's got to be careful. I'm not joking. Sean's got to be careful. He's really coming out with it. He had did someone see his podcast with Dodge? You know, Dodge, the big podcaster from Bournemouth. He did one yesterday or the day before. If you watch that, yeah, very good. He's very passionate, Sean was, and Dodge was also there and saying that this type of thing going on with Andrew has got to be looked into, opened up. Let's have a look. Is Courtster in today? She's not in today. Oh, she plays darts on a Thursday. Still there, Lisa? I bet you're dormant now. You can relax because there's not a lot to do. Nobody said any nasty comments in the chat. Lou, every time you mention Epstein, your word prediction changes it to Epsom. Yeah. Did an advert once for Epsom, going off piste. Wasn't an advert, it was a photograph. Went to the audition, they said, I don't know whether it's a compliment. They goes, you've got a symmetrical face. We use you. And they took a picture of my face in like a business suit. I never saw that went into a brochure and corporate. It went all over the world, apparently. Apart from Britain, I never saw it in Britain. There you go. Epsom printers. Got paid well, about 3 or 4 grand for that one. Kept going up and up because they used it in Russia and then they used it in Spain and then the royalties went up and up. Don't ask me how I got it. I just went to the audition with everyone else. Bullseye. We're talking about Bullseye. Sorry, I missed that. The 2 lines of chat there. I used to love Bullseye. My dog was called Bullseye. Oh, well. Yeah. If someone wants to go off piece in the chat and talk about something like that, I remember that. Bullseye. What was his catchphrase? What was his name? That guy, Northern guy. Can't remember his name now. I get muddled up with a guy called Ted who did the 3, 2, 1. You know, back in the day when we watched Saturday night TV. Didn't have phones then. We watched Saturday night TV. Noel Edmonds. Michael Barrymore. Jim Bowen, that was him. Jim Bowen. Yeah, I can't remember what he used to say now. He was comical. Brings me on Michael Barrymore. Yeah. Is it not Family Fortunes? What was his one where he stepped up in the boxes? Kelly Marie. Hi, Kelly. Jim Bowen. Yeah, that was his name. Michael Barrymore. Yeah, I'm going to do probably a recorded on Michael Barrymore because it cropped up again. I think it was Sean again mentioned. Always watching Sean. Yeah, Michael Barrymore, someone passed away. His property in Essex years ago now, and it was so suspicious. And again, police ignored certain things, didn't treat it like a crime scene, which it was. Just Google it. Google Michael Barrymore and the death. the death at his, or the unalived thing at his mansion in the pool that may have not been the pool, the injuries that he had that got overlooked. Oh yeah. Oh, I remember Jim Bowen on, and it was, in one is a motorboat, in two is a car, and Bully's special prize is a bully. Was it a bully? What was it called? A bully. Wasn't a checkbook and pen, that was blankety blank, wasn't it? Strike It Lucky was Michael Barrymore's. Michael, if you're watching, you're willing to come on a small creators live and explain what happened in the pool. Yeah. Stuart, his name was Stuart something, the guy that died. Yeah. Allegedly got lynched by everybody. Let's put me on. Yeah, allegedly got lynched by everybody and got away with it. He left the crime scene, but he said it wasn't a crime scene. It was just somebody that had died. But why would you go away? Apparently he booked into a private clinic and there was something wrong with his privates. Go figure. But we'll talk about that one another time. So, yeah, to conclude things, I think they need to open up this can of worms, look into Andrew, see what went on. The ages do matter. So see whether he was involved in that. Who else was involved? And I'm glad they stopped it. That would have carried on and try and stop the other rings that are going on. It's going on at the moment in different countries, more so in other countries. But it's going on. And there is a trafficking case as well at the moment in this country. I was watching a video, someone talking about that as well. Awful. Yeah. Yeah, I like Barrymore as well. So Barrymore, he may not have had anything to do with the murder in his pool, but it's worth looking into again, isn't it? Reopening the case. His family want it. The family of the deceased want it reopened. And it was just, again, police investigation should have happened. The autopsy, it's like a fag packet autopsy again, and that needs to be looked into. Yeah. Has anyone else got anything to say about Prince Andrew? Somebody might think he's totally innocent, actually. Somebody might think that was a fake photograph. That's the wrong one. Hang on. That photograph. Somebody might think that is a fake photograph. He was never there. He was at Pizza Hut taking his daughter around. He may have known Epstein, but nothing went on. Yeah. The most shocking one was Jimmy Savile. Jimmy Savile, yeah, got away with it. They're saying that Jimmy Savile had something to do with the royals. I'm not pointing the finger, but he was around the royals quite a lot with Charles and Diana. It was said, allegedly, that Diana said that it was a creepy little man. I did meet. It's all right. We can go on. This is interesting. We can go on. I do want to delve in when they mention the can of worms that is open about. I keep wanting to call him Prince, but Andrew. I'll go into that one. But it is interesting, Jimmy Savile. I did meet Jimmy Savile in 1998. He was doing marathons. So obviously, I was one of the things that I was into. So I met him there. And I was 19 at the time. I was joking around, 18, 19. I was joking around as well. He was at the start of the race and he was doing his usual antics. So we had a little to and fro of when I was young and daft. And yeah, didn't suspect a thing then. Just thought he was a bit eccentric. Fit. He was very fit. Apparently he was a pro cyclist, because when I was speaking to him, speaking about cycling as well, and he was a semi-pro type of cyclist as well, so he was a good cyclist as well as he could have been a better runner, but he smoked big cigars before and after the marathon. And what have we got? Lou, that's interesting. He had a video of Andrew touching his daughter inappropriately on the bottom. Yeah, groping. I must say this, my ex-wife got slapped on the bum years ago. It must have been late 80s, early 90s. And nothing happened. It was just cheeky from one of her bosses. And I remember when bosses could get away with that type of thing. And remember I was bending down once and one of my colleagues who's female slapped me on the bum, but she kept doing it. I kind of didn't like that much. Other people would. And in nightclubs, do you remember when probably women did? I used to get my bum slapped. It was probably one of my mates taking the mickey because women probably wouldn't find my bottom attractive. But yeah, that used to happen. But if it happened now, it's a sexual offence, slapping someone on the bottom without their permission, especially probably the opposite sex. Mark, it wasn't you. Are you sure? Are you sure, mate? Bum slapper Mark. You like Timmy Mallet. Timmy Mallet, we're going into the old favourites now. No, Timmy Mallet. You did look a bit bizarre, mate. Timmy. I've got a name. This video is going to get taken down because I'm going to mention Rolf Harris. When I was growing up, he was just talented. He was one of my favourite presenters. It was brilliant when he used to do the painting and saying, "What have I got now? What am I painting now? What is this? Can you work it out yet?" You all know what he's did. Touching kids in swimming pools. He's passed now. Already done that one. Don't know what drew me to that comment. Things. The most shocking one was Jimmy Savile when he got away with all sorts. Jimmy Savile. Yeah, at the morgue. I don't really want to go into that, but at the morgue. Jimmy Savile at the morgue. Yeah. Doesn't bear thinking about, really, does it? It's just a shame someone at the time didn't spot him and bash him one and put him in prison for a long time or hang him by his yeah. It has been good in the chatting to you. So we will await to see what happens with Andrew, see if anyone else is named. Hopefully Peter Mandelson, who you may be innocent, Peter, but there's too much to be looked at, really, and you were there. And we will find out, won't we? Yeah. Lou, was that you? No, you wouldn't be old enough, would you? I don't know. I don't know people's ages. I don't know their sex, actually. Some of the names. I said earlier when Savage Shark, there was some comment by Savage Shark, some was a picture of her or him or what, I don't know. Might have been rubbish, I don't know. But it's a shame Savage isn't in the chat. But it doesn't matter anyway to me. Whatever. Where's Sugar Ape? Yeah, Sugar Ape's normally in. So I know he or she. I don't know if Sugar Ape's a he or she. Puts their little boy to bed, I believe. And Thursday, yeah, was a boy bed time. Time. Hello, Shaman. I've not heard that name. Shaman Searle. Is that a real name? Do I think, Shamal, that Andrew could go to prison? Oh, yeah, definitely. He could, but I don't think he will. I think he'd be well protected. Did you see Lola? I didn't see that. Lola asked Duncan to join a live. I didn't see that. That's interesting. That would be good. I always said that it should be on one of their lives and then they feel more comfortable inviting people on. I think people should do more lives, Duncan. I said before, Duncan, you should do a live. And then you've got variety to look at. Duncan's, I'd like him to come back on my channel, actually, but he is prolific on the JS case. And when I get back to the JS case, I hope he'll come along and have a talk again, because it's so intricate of detail He goes into deep detail, which is good. And some people might not agree with him, some people do. But yeah, we need to raise awareness of missing people or cases like Michael Barrymore, Nicola Bulley, this case with the trafficking, rug trafficking. I nearly said the word then, but I'll do some editing. Yeah. Mark, thank you very much. Honest, tell some white lies. Do I come across as an honest bloke? Maybe. Laid back. I feel very sleepy tonight. Yeah. Got a long ride in the morning. A group of us are going out riding. Maybe I should get to bed. She wants to do TikTok live. Yeah, I do go on TikTok. I like TikTok. It's quick and easy. I don't know. I'll have to have a chat with you, Lou, about TikTok lives. I can do it from StreamYard, but it seems really easy. Just hold your phone and you pop up. I was on that EP live, and that was really easy. Didn't even have to show my face. It was one of those ones where you just come up and you're there. I don't know. Maybe I just have to just a button. Just go live, isn't it? You go live. But how do you invite people in? How do they know what you're talking about? I've got 10,000 followers on there. A lot of them are American. They won't know what I'm talking about. So how does that work? I don't know. I'll have a chat with you later. Yeah, it's nice to talk to the mods in the chat as well. Oh yeah, Joanne says. Yeah, so I know. I'm also missing out on a few quid, which shows I'm not a grafter. Because if I make this live about JS, then Duncan and I had like 300 people in. Probably 500 people will come running. It's not me. It's the actual content. I do know that. So if I talk about J, boom, everyone's interested, aren't they? It's because I feel, and put down in the comments what you feel. It's because of the unanswered questions. People are still interested in that. They don't want to upset the family. They don't want to upset the family. But I wonder if Warren is suspicious and he still wants something to happen. Another documentary. I don't know if he'd be really, really upset. They'd be really upset. They'd probably welcome it if it showed another side of what went on, even if it was an accident. Just shows what people are up to. See if there was anything connected at all. Because we've heard what Wax said. Just need to it needs to be impartial as a documentary. It can't be uploaded of everything that the foul play group is saying, all foul play all the way. It needs to be kind of impartial, I think. But there we go. Maybe not. Anyway, I've been on now 53 minutes. I was going to be half an hour or a maximum of an hour, so I've done that. Hi, Luke. Luke, sorry, I'm just ending the live. You can watch the replay. What I'll do, I should have like an anything live. So not necessarily true crime, but a live where I can just chat to you in the chat. People can come up. If anyone wants to come up and say hello, now, if they want to, now's your chance. Because I'm on my own. If you do, put down in the chat. If not, I'll give you a minute or so, and then I will say goodbye. Mm-hmm. Yeah, how's it been? Have I been waffling on too much, or have I read your comments? I think I've been quite balanced. As I say, it's not. I like the relaxed kind of not knowing what's coming up. I don't like where I can't edit out the ums and ahs. It doesn't. It's not smooth, is it? I can't whack the music in, etc. that I want to whack in. You can. There are lots of functions on the StreamYard, like I can put music, etc. Yeah. New comments. Yeah. Good night, Mark. Hit the like button, please. Yeah, if you can. And Time flies. Catch you on the next one, Luke. Yeah. Nice of you to be in here. I haven't seen you here before unless you're somebody else. Catch you on the next one. We've got a lot to talk about. Luke, yeah, that'd be great. You can do a split screen with me. You're welcome to do that. Don't be scared. It's not that scary, really. Anyway, I will love you and leave you. And as always, you know what I'm going to say. It can be harrowing talking about it. I'll start that again. It can be harrowing talking about true crime, especially some of the cases about what's happening to children and trafficking out there, young girls getting trafficked by horrible, nasty, I could say evil people. But there we go. But when you lay your head down tonight, don't have any nasty dreams. Thank you all for watching. Take care, everyone, and good night.